simile for the Kundalini energy, the rising chakras, the energy of potentiality, sitting on a cock in the bay.
British aristocrats. Yeah, bro. Talk about pedophiles. That's
like she'll play like the Dizzy role just to kind of ignore him, not engage with him and shit like that. I don't think she necessarily was like stupid. Yeah, she was ignorant in certain shit, but it was like willful.
Knowledgeable about Chauncey.
Okay, so what was we having a conversation about? Well, she was talking about like some money shit and shit like that, and investments and all that shit. Like she knew some.
I came across a video of the app on YouTube where she's trying to debate atheism, and she just fucking got demolished. She sounded stupid as fuck.
Was I in that video?
I think I might. I don't remember.
Look at that. You think you're special? This isn't about you.
When nothing became conscious, it made a bad bargain. This consciousness acquired individuality, a worse bargain. The hermit asked for love, worst bargain of all. And now he has let his girl go to America to have success in life. Blank loss. Is there no end to this immortal ache that haunts me sleeping or awake? If I had Layla, how could I forget? Time, age, and death, insufferable threat. Were I an hermit, how could I support the pain of consciousness, the curse of thought? Even were I that, there still were one sore spot. The abyss that stretches between that and not. Still, the first step is not so far away. The Mauritania sails on Saturday. Commentary. Kerry Street is well known to prosperous Hebrews and poor Englishmen as the seat of the bankruptcy buildings. Paragraphs 1 through 4 are in prose, the downward course, and the rest of the chapter in poetry, the upward. The first part shows the fall from naught in 4 steps, the second part, the return. The details of this hierarchy have already been indicated in various chapters. It is quite conventional mysticism. Step 1, the illumination of Ein as Ein Sof Hour. Step 2, the concentration of Ein Sof Hour in Kether. Step 3, duality in the rest of it down to Malkuth. Step 4, the stooping of Malkuth to the Clifoth and the consequent ruin of the Tree of Life. Part 2 shows the impossibility of stopping on the path of adeptship. The final complete represents the first step upon the path, which must be taken even although the aspirant is intellectually aware of the serenity, the severity of the whole course. You must give up the world for love, the material for the moral idea. Before that, in its turn, is surrendered to the spiritual, and so on. This is a Layla chapter, but in it, Layla figures as the mere woman. myself.
Going once, going twice. You're the only one case. Sorry, dude. What's it good, dude? You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I saw it in New York City. It blew my mind.
What do they do? They just like fucking paint themselves blue and fucking roll around on stage and sing that I'm blue, I'm a man, I'm a man.
Well, half of it is music, and then half of it is they're just like playing pranks on members of the audience.
Just painting them blue and shit.
Oh, like what's his name? The dude that all the girls want to have sex with, Matt Rife or whatever, kind of like that.
His name's
Like audience play.
Yeah,
It sounds like Clown House.
Yeah.
You know, the Blue Man Group has had hundreds of different performers over the years.
To collaborate or build with these men today, because I had a dude say today in this room, women's space rather, that he said that black women don't want to build or anything like that because they say they don't need a man.
Are you seriously still here? Get a fucking life. Go to the gym. Are you shitting me? This is pathetic. Pathetic.
Do you want me to engage with you? Because I figure that it probably would have been better.
No, you don't get it. Silence.
I wanted to give you content, but I feel like it was I should have just let you talk to yourself. But I really am concerned about your mental.
My mental. You support terrorists. You pro-Palestinian piece of shit. I don't know what to tell you.
Let's try to learn how to speak without speaking like this. I'm gonna treat you like a 5-year-old, okay?
Oh, okay.
The 5-year-olds don't talk like this. Try to speak. Try to say your words without cursing, without insulting. You can do it.
Okay, you're beyond
Just-
stupid.
just-
You have the
just try to-
IQ of a
just try to-
3-year-old.
Okay, think about how Diego.
I've met donkeys.
speaks to people.
Donkeys with brains better than you, more coherent, more smarter
Better?
brains than you. Yeah, better brains than you, and donkeys in the desert in Jordan.
brains?
They had better brains than you. Camels, better brains. Llamas, alpacas, pigeons, fucking squirrels,
I'm currently doing an
birds,
investigation
bunnies.
on-
Smarter than you. You have the brain of a maggot, of a fly, larva transitioning to a butterfly. You know, I don't know what to tell you, but like, you know, PTR, look at my face, and just see the 5 o'clock shadow. You know, you can tuck it back, but eventually the truth is gonna come out. You're a trans.
وإذا نقصنا الجبل فوقهم
بتيخا حبيبتي
كأنه
بتيخا
وط-
بتيخا حبيبتي حبيبتي الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Ooh, Trump is live.
Last border, maybe ever, I didn't have a bill. I just said, close the borders now. And they were closed.
Close them now! Close them now!
Been saying that for years now that they needed to get it approved and Congress and all.
You don't need a bill. I didn't have a bill. I didn't have a bill. I said, close the borders. You know, my father used to tell me when, like, we'd hire some guy and, sir, could I have a letter of authorization that I got this job? And my father always used to say to me, you know, son, every time they need a letter, they never work out to be any good. The guys that don't need a letter, those are the ones that you want. Because when they ask for a letter, that means they don't have it. This guy, so what happens is you call up the head of the Border Patrol, you call up the group, and you say, effective immediately, closed, and they close up. And that's what I had. I didn't have a bill. I closed up the borders.
And the billions of dollars that are being spent across the country to pay for the education, the health care, the rent, the insurance for illegal aliens can go to Americans, can go to minorities, can be spent on veterans who are on the streets homeless. So I have hope, and we're going to hold you to this.
But you know, it's not financially feasible or sustainable for us to be paying for hundreds, not for hundreds, for millions and millions of people. It's estimated now that the real number is over 21 million people in 3.5. 21 million people came into this country. Many of them are seriously bad people.
And that's why the graphic is the best
I was
graphic
wondering who that
ever.
was. It's the fake news. No, these guys are great. These are the photographers. When they take good pictures, I like them. When they take bad pictures of me, I don't like them. They usually turn out to be not so nice, but that's okay. Here's a man. Pulitzer Prize, Doug. Pulitzer Prize. It's the only thing good about the New York Times is Doug. Pulitzer Prize, everybody. Pretty good. He's good. He's a good guy. They're all good guys. Very talented guys. Good.
Yes, we pay extra close attention to any movement up near the
I was
stage.
wondering who's coming
Don't we?
in. I was looking. I was getting ready. Put up your dukes. Here we go. Here we go.
Again, yes. Back to the audience. Where is Paul for a question? I thought I'd get to work. He's behind me.
Hello, Paul.
All right, Paul, let's go. Hi. You ready?
Yes, ma'am. And to kind of talk a little more about the where my name is Paul, and I served in the United States Army and the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. Thank you.
We got to get you on camera, you know?
Let me get up. These are the most uncomfortable chairs, but I think we'll get it. There is no chair like that chair.
I'm so glad you said it.
Oh, you're nice to see you, man. That's
Nice to
great.
meet you,
Go ahead, please.
Sir, right now members of the National Guard are mobilized because of the crisis at the border. How soon will the wall get finished if you're elected?
So the wall, we built hundreds of miles of wall, more than I said I was going to be doing. And again, I had a hard time with Congress on the wall. I took it out of the military because we rebuilt the military. We had a lot of money in the military. We took out billions because I considered it an invasion of our country. It was very easy. And we then got sued by Nancy, crazy Nancy, and all the Democrats. And we got sued 11 different times. We won all the suits. It was brutal, but we were sued a lot. And we got hundreds of miles of wall built. And then I said, let's add some more. And one of the reasons we did have the great success is because I got the wall built. I was building wall at levels that nobody had ever seen. And we were going through tremendous obstacles. It was hard, but we got it done. And then I said, let's add 200 miles because there were certain areas. You know, it's interesting. When you add wall here, you got to add a little more wall here. It's just one. It's like water. It's like water. And we were ready to do that. We ordered 200 miles. It was ready to be thrown up. It could have been thrown up in 3 to 4 weeks. And then we had a very unfortunate election. And these characters took over. And I said, you know, something's going on. They're not putting up the wall. They have to put up the wall. It would have been unbelievable, totally secure, very hard to get through the wall. That was the wall specifically that Border Patrol and all of them wanted. This is the one that they wanted. It wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to have concrete plank going up 30 or 40 feet. They said has to be steel, has to have, you know, have to be able to see through it, et cetera, et cetera. And this is a combination of steel, concrete, and then rebar in the middle, each one of those pieces. And then they have, I told this here, they have an anti-climb panel on the top. And I hated it because I didn't like the way it looked. With these things were so beautiful. And we had to put the anti-climb. But I said, no way I'm going to do that. I hate it. It was costly, but I hated it. And then we had people climbing. And it's true, the anti-climb panel is exactly what it is. It was much harder. So I said, all right, we'll do it. But this is exactly what they wanted. And they didn't want to put it up. And that's the first time that I realized that they actually want an open border. Who would want an open border? It's like, who would want an open border? Who would want men playing in women's sports? Who would want all these transgender operations on your children? So So we built a tremendous amount of wall, and we were going to do another 200, but I got Mexico to come in, and they gave us thousands and thousands of troops while we were building the wall. And that was hard to do. Remember, I always said Mexico will pay. They paid much more than what I was talking about. They gave us troops. They did a really good job. They didn't want to do it. They said, no way. And I said, way. And they said, no, we're not doing it. And I said, if you're not doing it, I'm going to charge you a 25% tariff. And they said, these tariffs, I'm telling you, it's my favorite word in the dictionary, outside of love and religion. Love and religion. But, so I said, we're going to charge you. And we got the troops from Mexico free of charge. And they were, it really did the trick. We had great success. But the net result is all of this wall that we built, they ended up selling for 5 cents on the dollar. Very expensive stuff, too. Not all of it, but a lot of it. And Texas wanted to use it. Arizona wanted to use it. And the federal government wouldn't sell it to them. And they sold a lot of it for 5 cents on the dollar. These are people that hate our country. I'm convinced of it. There's something, you got to vote them out. We got to get back to common sense, right? Thank you.
How immediate is that process? We talked about sending certain individuals back. How immediate is the wall process? Can they begin building right away?
Yeah, the wall. Yeah. I've become very good at building walls, actually. Remember, there's only 2 things that work. Everything's obsolete. Other than that, see their cameras? Look at these beautiful cameras they have. In 2 weeks, they'll be obsolete, right? Everything. The computers are going to be up. 2 things. What are the 2 things? Wheels and walls. They're not obsolete. They always work. And you can always have a wheel and a wall, right? Look at her. She was the one that was crying. If she was crying, that means she likes Trump. You like Trump. Look, she's crying again.
She's crying again. Here we go.
Stand up. Stand up. Show everybody.
Oh.
Very nice. Thank you, sweetheart. Are you friends as passionate as you? Yes. Well, oh boy, I'm glad they have those good seats. Thank you, darling. Appreciate it. Thank you.
We call these, don't we call these happy tears? These are happy
Those
tears,
are
of course.
tears that are happy tears.
Okay, let's keep it going. Olivia, I'm not sure, is Olivia in the audience or is Olivia on stage? Hello, Olivia. Come join us. You get to stand in the middle here. Go right ahead.
Good evening, Mr. President. My name is Olivia, and I'm a first-time voter from Stevens and a college student. Based on the inflation and weak job market, it seems like a big stretch that I'll ever be able to own a home. What is your plan to help bring down inflation and make life more affordable for Americans like me who are just starting off?
And a home is a big deal, right? Yeah. You know, you can't have the American dream because I'm giving the American dream. I gave up so much during that 4-year period. We had the greatest economy. We had the greatest everything, and people were back to a thing called the American dream. I'm so glad you used the term. We're going to get interest rates way down. There are some places, 35% the cost of a home are regulations and nonsense that shouldn't be, between long-term zoning where it takes years and years to get it developed. We're going to take a lot of that out. I did, and they put a lot of it back in. The environmental approvals are terrible, just terrible, so ridiculously bad. And we're going to get it taken care of. We'll bring down the cost. The biggest thing with 2 things: make the economy good so you get a lot of money, right? Make the economy good. And the other thing is interest rates. We're going to get interest rates. Right now, you can't get money. Even if you had a good job, you're paying 10%, you're paying 11, 12%, and you can't get it. When I was president, it was 2.2% interest, and now, and the money was all over the place, and now you can't get the money. So we're going to make sure that you can get the money. And who's going to occupy that house with you?
Right now it's just me.
But a beautiful family eventually, right? I'll bet. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. How about that first-time voter, Olivia?
Great.
Gets to ask the president a question. You go, girl. Good job. Let's keep it up.
Right?
Where's Ty? Ty, hello. Come on up here, too. Right in the middle.
I like that. You like that, everybody? Should I do it? Should I do it? What do you think? Should I grow one of
the goatee?
She said yes. Why not? Come on. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Mr. President. We'd like to first thank you for being here and taking questions from us. The people of Carbon County would like to thank you for your service and commitment for making America great again. My name is Ty. I'm a small business owner. I've seen the detrimental effects of Kamala on the war on coal and rising energy costs. When you were president, the average price for gas around here was...
Bryn says, I hope you know, like, everything I'm doing here is, like, acting. It's neurolinguistic programming. I know you're not a fat ass. I know you're not a trans. I know you're just a beautiful, intelligent woman. But again, you do associate with neo-Nazis and Jew hate, so, you know. Sorry if I don't want to hurt. I don't. If you're suicidal, I don't want to make things worse for you. FYI, so just hope things are well. Okay. Yeah, God bless. Take care now.
What is your plan to help businesses like myself, especially with the cost of energy?
So we actually had, and a big thing is going to be the cost of energy. Energy is so big, it's so like amorphous, it's all over the place. If you make donuts, it's the stove and the truck to bring them to wherever they're being delivered. The biggest thing is energy with this, with what you're talking about. We're going to get that way down. And our price per gallon was actually, we had it down to $1.87 a gallon. And we had actually the 350 was up to, that you had mentioned, that was up to $4, $5, and $6, and it was heading up again, and then they went back quickly. You know, they ended my energy policy, and they were getting killed, and they went back to it. What they don't say is that they went back to it. You know, they said, we're getting killed here the day after the election. If they won this election, they're going to go to a no fossil fuel deal. You're going to have all electric, and you're going to say, oh, I can't go far. It costs too much, and they're made in China. And you know, we love Elon Musk, and he makes all. And I think, and I will tell you, and I think these electric, what he does is incredible. What, you know, the electric cars are great, but it's a certain application. Some people would like them, depending on distances. If you want to go long distances at this moment, maybe not. But you know, the amazing thing about Elon, you know, he's in Pennsylvania today campaigning for me. Can you believe it? And the Tesla.
So Bryn says, yeah, that's actually Adrian Dittman on X. Let me see if I can find my Adrian Dittman phone, and we will live stream Elon to see what he's doing.
It's a great car, but I will tell you, but he will be the first to tell you, and he never called me once because I hit them hard, because they have this electric mandate that in a very short period of time, everyone's forced to have an electric car. Well, what about hybrids? What about regular gasoline-propelled cars? We have more gasoline than anybody, but China has the product to make the batteries, so it's not a good thing for us. I've never had a call, and I speak to him a lot. He's incredible. How about that rocket that came down a few days ago? How cool was that? I called him up. I said, was that you? He said, yes. Nobody else can do that. Russia can't do it. China can't do it. And the U.S. can't do it, other than it's him. But no, he's incredible. But you know, amazing thing, he never once called me up and said, give you my word, I never once called me up and said, lay off the electric, would you? He gave me the greatest endorsement. He understands he's going to have a tremendous market. There's a great market for that, but not 100% of the market. It's, you know, the gasoline and hybrid. And there's another one, hydrogen. Did you ever hear that? That's a new one.
So I'm blocked. I cannot get Elon's Adrian Dittman live stream. He has blocked me so much because he knows what I'm doing. It's so fucking creepy and aggressive. Anyways, I can't even fucking find the phone to do this. So we continue to listen to Trump.
But here's the problem. He knows. Mr. Wall, please stand up. He's heard this before. This gentleman has come to 300 rallies.
300?
He likes me. You know, he's a very successful guy. He just likes these rallies. He'd rather be watching this than some crummy football game, right? But you know, what is happening is there is a lot of great technology, but hydrogen is not acceptable because it's better than anything except when there's a problem. It has a tendency to blow up. And when it blows up, you are unrecognizable.
Okay, we found it.
They call the wife down, would you please examine, not really the body, because there's no body, it's just a pile of stuff.
Okay, this is Adrian Dittman. I made a bet with T-Robs that this is Elon Musk. Oh, he's not live. He's not posting anything. Holy shit. 2 days ago was the last post. No, 12 hours ago he's posting memes. Interesting.
And I don't want the hydrogen, if you don't mind. You know, it's one of those things that's really wonderful, but when it doesn't work, you're dead. We don't want that. So we'll come to another, but there'll be over a period of time, there'll be other things. We're going to get those interest rates down. And I'm telling you, I said it at the beginning, I'll say it again. We have more liquid, think of it, we have more gasoline and gas, and we have oil converted easily into gasoline. Also oil for your house, for your air conditioning, for your heating. We will have your electric bills and all of your energy bills down by, we're going to cut it in half. Anything you're paying right now, and that's going to make your business strong by itself. And it'll be done within 1 year. Because what do we?
No violence, nor, as one may say, anything carried to the sweating point. But he examined all things severally, as if he had abundance of time, and without confusion, in an orderly way, vigorously and consistently. That might be applied to him which is recorded of Socrates, that he was able both to abstain from and to enjoy those things which many are too weak to abstain from, and cannot enjoy without excess. But to be strong enough both to bear the one and to be sober in the other is the mark of a man who has a perfect and invincible soul, such as he showed in the illness of Maximus. To the gods I am indebted for having. Further, he was not fond of change nor No one could ever say of him that he was either a soft, nor yet to be, in my father, from Maximus, from Catullus.
I don't know. I'm gonna rebrand my YouTube channel this week. I should probably just just call it like the bookstore or art book, something like that. But OnlyFans Vids was a bad rebrand. People thought it was all spam. The algorithms thought it was spam. So I'm gonna rebrand it like Art Podcast, something like that. But anyways, it's 7:39, so Trump is still live. I gotta get dinner.
What are you gonna do? Drill baby drill, frack baby frack.
Frack, baby, frack, frack, frack!
Drill, okay?
Frack!
Ty.
Frack, 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 frack!
I will.
And Ty, what is your business?
I own a bar and restaurant in Lehighton, Pennsylvania, in the Carbon County.
What's the name of it?
Boatyard Bar and Grill, just outside of Jim Thorpe.
Sounds
There you
great.
go. Thank you. And I love this topic.
That guy just doxed his business, and far left Democrats are gonna fuck that guy up.
Because we know how many small businesses were decimated, especially after COVID and what has happened since then. So, Ty, we're here for you. Go hang out at Ty's bar. Why not?
The one thing sounds good. I'll bet it's a good place. Got a lot of action, right? Oh, Stan Musial? Oh, I see. Dan Muser. Is Dan here? Oh, where's Dan? Is it that good, Dan? I thought he said Stan Musial, Stan the man, remember? Hi, Dan, how are you? Who do we have here? Look, come on up here for a second, Dan. Am I allowed to do, because this is our host, so I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but what do you think? One of our
This
great,
is the boss.
one of
I'm
our
not in
great
charge here.
Congress people.
Fine.
You know, under this forum, we don't really
Secret Service is
announce
gonna
our
examine it.
Congress people, our senators. And you're going to tell me who else is here with you, Dan. Come on up. This guy is fantastic. Congressman
Hi, Dan.
Dan
Come on up in the
Muser.
middle.
How are we doing? Most importantly, Dan, most importantly, he's very much involved with the election. How are we doing?
We're doing great, Mr. President. And you know why? Because the enthusiasm for you has never been higher. And hey, how about it, everyone? We have so much to thank you for. What you did as president, our country was never stronger. What you're doing now, you and your family, what you've gone through for surviving, we thank you very much for that. And folks, how about we're going to be thanking him so much when he truly makes America great again. It's all going to happen pretty fast.
Thank you. Lloyd, come on up here, Lloyd. Come on up here. Lloyd Schmucker, Congressman. Warrior. Lloyd Schmucker. Come on up here, Lloyd. Thank you very much. That's great. That's great.
Hi, Lloyd.
These are two warriors.
He had no idea he was being called on stage, did you?
No, not at all. But I can tell you, this is the district that I represent, and these are a room full of people who love you, Mr. President.
They love him, too.
And I'll also tell you the enthusiasm is higher than 4 years ago and even 8 years ago right now. We're seeing volunteers like we haven't seen before. We're going to win this area big.
Thank you very much.
Shooting, how can I help you?
Hi, can I place an order for pickup?
Sure, hold on one second, please. Thank you for holding, sir. What can I get you?
Can I get the rack of ribs with potato, the double baked potato?
It's $2 extra for a 2 baked potato. Is that fine?
Yep.
And salad or soup?
Can I get the house salad with ranch?
Anything else?
Can I get the baked bread, the 4 little bread things?
The one, I'm sorry?
Can I get the baked bread?
The Parker House rolls?
Yes.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. What's the name?
John?
Can I get your last initial, John?
K?
Okay, it's going to take about 15-20 minutes.
Okay, great. See you soon. Thanks.
Thank you, both. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lord. Thank you. Good. Oh, I'm lucky. Oh, you have no idea the hell that I'd have to. If we would have said goodbye and these two warriors weren't introduced, I would have had a problem. I would have felt very badly good. Is there anybody else? You're going to go for McCormick. I know that, David.
Do you know what I enjoyed watching was the expressions on the faces of the Secret Service as he's inviting people on stage, right?
They're not happy. They don't get too happy. That's right. They're saying, excuse me, sir, they won't be allowed on the stage. Anyway, this has been really great.
You ended the question with Ty about frack baby frack. And
Gonna frack baby frack.
Frack
She
baby
is
frack.
not going to frack, by the way. She's been against fracking. She wants to confiscate your guns, and she will do it. You know, with a politician, take a look at their initial record. That's what they go back to. She's only doing this because of the election. She just changed all these policies. She changed 15 different policies. She wanted the transgender operations, I mean, almost at will. And a lot of them, though, the taxing, she wants to do a capital gains tax on, think of this, on unrecorded values. Think of this. If it goes up, you don't have any cash, it goes up, she'll put everybody out of business. She wants a capital gains tax that's going to destroy the country. She wants to raise your taxes to 70 or 80%, kill all your jobs, chase everybody out to other countries. You know, businesses today, they will leave our country. They're international businesses, the big ones. And you want to get cute, everyone's going to pay. They say one day, I'm going to Asia, I'm going to Europe, I'm going to Germany, let's say, I'm going someplace. We can't do this. She wants capital gains taxes that have never been even tried before. They will destroy the country. This woman is so incompetent. She's so bad. You cannot, and I would normally not like to speak like that. If they get chosen, our country's finished. You know, Elon Musk is a very smart guy. You got to see his endorsement. He said, if this election isn't won by Donald Trump, our country is essentially finished. That's a hell of a statement for him to make. And he's a totally brilliant guy. This guy's got so much. And I have to say, and I've said it before, I said it yesterday at the rally, he makes something that Starlink, that I never heard of it, but it's great. It's communication. North Carolina, Georgia had some areas that were not, basically it's communication. It's a communication system. But especially North Carolina is the job. It was just totally demolished. They had no communications. People were dying. The federal government failed. Worse than Katrina. They did nothing. The White House, her and Biden did nothing. And they needed to get Starlink. They said, you know Elon Musk? I said, I do. What? Because I was there. They said, is there a way we could get Starlink? So I called him up, and he had that to them so fast, it was unbelievable. And you can't get it. The congressmen know this. And so I just want to thank Elon Musk. But when you look at his endorsement, where he endorsed me, I mean, he's not going around all over Pennsylvania day and night. It's like he's running. He just feels that our nation, if it doesn't win this election, the nation is not going to survive. Not going to survive.
It has been
So I
incredible
want to thank
watch.
Elon.
Yes, it has been a blessing to watch him. Without the First Amendment, we have nothing. And Elon Musk has come. Buying Twitter was an incredible thing to do, and I think all of us are so grateful. And in 2019 and several times since Kamala Harris has said she would ban fracking, and now we come back and we a lot of flip-flopping on that. So just like with the border, when I asked timing and how quickly we're in the Keystone State, we're in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, fracking. I mean, this is a goal.
Do you want to put up? Do we have one of those fracking statements that you made? Because here, we put it up sometimes, but Pennsylvania specifically,
yes,
it's about fracking. Can they put that fracking tape up if they could do it? I don't know if they can do it. This is a different forum, but if they can, put up the frack.
So they're watching something there. This is Elon Musk.
That was the reference. It's like a sphere of direct control. Is it not? I believe that's what it is. That's at least how I'm familiar with it. It could be wrong, but I don't know. Then of course it's the laser IMAXs from Bitcoin that have taken that up, where it's like Bitcoin to 100K, so they leave laserized their profile picture until 100K. This is why Michael Saylor has laserized their profile picture. In case people are wondering what the fuck is wrong with laser IMAXs. What about Beth? Same shit, it's the name that was started by Elon. Everybody makes their profile darker, puts a flag in the background, makes it reddish, and has blue laser eyes on it. It's just a meme that takes on a life of its own. But that was the reference. It's like a sphere of direct control.
So there you heard it. Good job backstage. Give him my wife. I said, give me the fracking statement. No, she doesn't want fracking. She's never wanted fracking. And by the way, she destroyed one of the greatest cities in the world, San Francisco, destroyed it. It's not even livable. She destroyed it, and she destroyed, along with Gavin Newsom. Have you heard of him? Terrible, one of the worst governors. And he'll go down as one of the worst governors in history, Gavin Newsom. But the two of them destroyed California. How do you destroy California? The ocean, the web, the temperature, everything is, it's like the perfect place. They're destroying it. They had more people leave it, think of it, than come in. First time, I think, ever. It's an incredible place, and they have virtually destroyed it. And she's not going to, she will not destroy, we're not going to let her destroy America. That's all there is to
Fracking.
it.
How soon? How quickly? How much in Pennsylvania?
Well, we have to go. What you're doing is fracking, but you can do much more. You can do double and triple what you're doing right now. You're restricted by so many different things that they put on. So we're going to let them frack like a duck. Frack. It won't have any impact on you. It's not going to have any impact. And tremendous money. You can lower your taxes for the state. Great for the country. But you're in a state that has tremendous, capability that you wouldn't even think. You don't think of Pennsylvania. When you think of Pennsylvania as a commonwealth and having to do with fracking, 20 years ago, you wouldn't have thought. But now it's your biggest, most important thing. It's the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania produces 500,000 energy jobs. They'd be wiped out. they'd be wiped out. So they can
tour the distilleries, take up the bagpipes, perhaps. There's any number of ways to occupy myself until this baseball business goes away. If you're indicted, it don't sound like it will.
She is obviously so committed to bringing you back to where you belong. She's an incredible mother. I've been traveling with her a lot lately, and she's amazing. And one of the things we talked about on my show was the why with you. Because you have a lot of other things you could be doing right now. Your bank account looks pretty good. You have a few golf courses around the country. You have a few buildings here and there. You had 4 incredible years. You have grandchildren. You have another one on the way. Congratulations to your daughter, Tiffany. One of my favorite moments with you was watching the RNC and watching your daughter, your granddaughter, 17 years old, on the stage, and what that must have felt like for you. So there's so much that you have, and then you come out here and you just said it's such a dangerous job, and you choose to continue to do this when you don't have to. It's safer, it's cheaper, all of the things to not do what you're doing today. Why? Why?
So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, I probably am asked that question more than any other question. They say, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. I think I'm asked that question maybe like, why do you do this? Or if you had it to do again, sort of a similar question, would you do it over? And the answer to that is so easy and so emphatic, yes. But the reason is, I was saying to, in a sort of kidding fashion the other night at a rally with these great rallies, and I was saying, I didn't have to be here. I was in the middle of a little bit of a rough area, and I loved every minute of it. We had, I think, 28,000 people. That's not, we had 101,000 people in Butler, you know that. We had 107,000 people in California the other day. And I said, here's the story. I could be anywhere I want. I could be on the finest beaches having that sun go over that very white skin that hasn't seen sun in years. I could be hit in the face with beautiful waves of salt and beautiful salt water. I could be wherever I want, and I have great properties all over. Or I could be here with you people, and you know what? I would rather be here with you than any other thing that I can do, because you have a lot of people that are rich or wealthy and they can do what they want to do. But we're doing something that's unique. This is the greatest movement of all time. We're going to turn our country around. Our country is really, it's a failing nation. I don't care what you say. I mean, we're laughed at all over the world by other leaders. 4 years ago.
So Trump is like pulling out all the stops. I think his McDonald's campaign was genius. It's the Andy Warhol of, political marketing, the common man, the McDonald's voter.
We were respected by everybody. China, Russia. Russia would have never gone into Ukraine. Israel would have never been attacked on October 7th. We would have never had the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, which is, you saw what happened in Afghanistan, the Taliban. We would have never.
Could you imagine if an assassin shoots him again and they literally shoot his ear again?
Think of it. We would have never had Afghanistan. We were getting out, but we were going to get out with dignity and strength, and we were going to keep the big air base Bagram because it's 1 hour away. Spent billions and billions of dollars, just about the biggest, most powerful, longest runways in the world.
It'll be like a trans assassin named Steve, now known as, Marionetta or Priscilla.
We gave it to China. They gave it to China. China's now operating. We were 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. We gave it up. Would have never happened. All of these things, we wouldn't have had inflation because our energy was so good.
So welcome to the live stream. This is the Trump live stream. Sean, welcome to the room. Mountain, Hermes, Christy, how are you? Is that the real Christy or is that the Jewish trans Christy?
Energy caused the inflation, what they did with energy. But I said to myself, sometimes I see, I get hit with all these lunatics that we have, where the radical left lunatics, where they make up stories about Russia, Russia, Russia. in the end, I wouldn't change what we've.
So, Christy, I don't know. Can you maybe illuminate us more about fake Christy? Because I was in a room with fake Christy. And can you say something about this guy who pretends he's Australian, why everybody talks to him, and why she goes on and on? She kept saying the word yoga, but saying yogurt. And I was like, can you say yoga? And she's like, yogurt. She could not say yoga. So, Christy, can you illuminate us and tell us who is this weird person going around as an Australian? Can you put it in the chat? Thank you.
Done for anything. We're going to make America great again, greater than ever before. And we can't do that sitting on a beach, right? We can't do that sitting on a beach. So I wouldn't change it for a thing. And I just want to thank you. You've really done a great job tonight. And you have a tremendous understanding.
So this is Trump's perspective. I could be at the beach on my amazing properties, but instead I choose to be here amongst you people because we got a big opportunity ahead of us, and it's way more fucking exciting than being on the fucking beach, being a billionaire.
You know, I thought that.
See, that's the thing that worries me about Trump is it's not based on virtue or character or morals or ethics. It's more based on I'm in it to win it. This is a sacrifice. We win. But there's this whole patriotic aspect to it that the Kamala campaign absolutely does not have. Your average brainwashed Democrat, Marxist, communist is not patriotic in the slightest. In fact, they hate the country. They hate the history, and they are totally brainwashed with an illegitimate and essentially a ridiculous conspiracy theory about the history of Americans.
I know you through sports and through other things, but you have really got an understanding of both the good and the bad of where this country is, and I appreciate you being here very much.
Thank you. I'm an American. That's all it is. I just love this country and.
See that? Like, I'm an American. That's all this is. There's no sides. We're Americans. There's no sides on the Americans. And she's right. But she doesn't even need to explain that. So it's like everybody needs to like identify their identity or who they are, and we have these like again, but this is gatekeeping or this is essentially boundary making. So it's like people playing roles. She's the interviewer, she carried the conversation along, and this is the dynamic about communication and why people are hosts. But really the Trump McDonald's thing was a big win, and it's right out of Kamala's playbook because she worked at McDonald's.
You love this country. This is what we need, and he does choose to do this for all of us. So help me give him a grand exit off the stage here because he has football to go watch. The 47th president of the United States.
Because he has football to go watch? What the fuck kind of exit speech is that?
Donald J. Trump.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's like even your host is contentious. One of my online watchers, Chicken Hill, says that acting you fall for his charm, gross. He's gonna go watch the Steelers. Is this Dr. Jordan Shaw? I would love to find out who you are, Chicken Hill. Are you Dr. Jordan Shaw? Are you actually a fan of mine?
May have a seat.
So I put up all these Dr. Jordan Shaw videos today because I was recording his room. And it was awesome. I roasted Marshall yet again, and Marshall confirmed that he has an extreme hate for me. A complete and total disdain. I'm not trying to make enemies. I'm trying to cook rhinos. I have a rhino barbecue outside now. I'm actually cooking rhino meat.
Heritage recently introduced their Roscoe 38 Special Plus P revolver, and I had to get one because it was a perfect base for a fit special build. The Roscoe.
I'll talk to you later.
Who was that?
Silvio. Listen to this. Silvio called a stupid zip moved back to Italy. Left a message on the answer machine at the thing at 4:30 in the morning. Here, carry this.
So, Mountain Hermes, anything you want to say in the Vote Trump, you fake Republican rhinos room. Oh my God, Elon Musk is live.
And it's kind of an odd nomenclature because it says absentee ballot, but you can actually take your absentee ballot and hand it in person. So then you're like, okay, then you know it got there. You're literally handing it to the person. I could probably take a picture of it or something. But that's incredibly important. And I think like a lot of the challenge we face is I guess one of perhaps maybe not among obviously this audience, but some people we have an issue of apathy where they think the vote doesn't count or they don't think it's serious enough, and so for whatever reason they have not registered to vote and they have not voted. So it's just really important to go out there and explain the importance of this election and how democracy is on the line. And this, I think, this might be the very last election that's a real election. It's the most important election in your lifetime. And if there's any election where you ever vote, it should be this one. So, yeah. So let's, maybe we can go to Q&A. So we can start the Q&A if anyone would like. You have to line up, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, First and Second Amendment, that's what our petition is about. Because the reason, like, if we lose the Second Amendment, there won't be a First Amendment. The Second Amendment is there to make sure that First Amendment stays strong. Sir?
Elon, my question is for both you and for Dave McCormick, your guest here tonight. Both of you have experienced incredible success in business, and you're both self-made men, truly the embodiment of the American dream. I want to know what Dave can do and what you can do in taking that same opportunity to Washington so that others can experience it as well.
Yeah. Well, I think the things that we've talked about will have a big effect. The sheer amount of what I call the strangulation of America by overregulation that is inhibiting progress, like preventing new houses from being built, preventing bridges from being built, preventing even trivial things like the Boring Company, for example, is just trying to dig a simple tunnel under a river, has been waiting 2 years for a permit, can't get it done, so it's just sitting somewhere. I think that when Reagan did deregulation in the 80s, there was unleashed a wave of prosperity. I think that's a super big deal. The other thing that's very important that I've touched upon is that we need to make sure that America that you get ahead purely as a function of of your talent and hard work, nothing else. There's like racism, sexism in any form is bad. Doesn't matter who it's directed towards. And we want to have the land of opportunity. It means that you're as good as how hard you work and how talented you are and what contribution you make. And that should be that should only be the only thing that matters about getting ahead.
I just want to know if you are considering running in 2028.
Well, there'd have to be a constitutional amendment for that. My grandfather was American, actually, but I was born, oddly enough, in Africa, which is a strange spawn point, but it's like, so I cannot be president. But it's not, I actually don't want to be president. So to be clear, I want to build rockets and cars, and you know, so. I'm super liberal, and in fact, you can look at, you know, talks that I gave like 20 years ago, and I say the same thing, you know. So it's not like I'm, you know, I'm just, you know, I believe we want to be a space-faring civilization and out there among the stars, and we need to, you know, have great rocket technology for that. You know, I believe in electric cars and automation and you know, self-driving and robotics and the space-based internet. So I just love creating technologies that people find useful, and that's what I want to do with my time. So I'm hoping that you know, we get President Trump elected, and then I'll work hard on the Department of Government Efficiency, and then yeah, you know, after that I hope I can not be in politics. That would be my hope. So you know, like I said, you know, I'm doing this because I think it's critical to the future of the country, and if America falls, nothing else matters. You know, we're not getting to Mars or anything. You know, and I've talked to a lot of people, like leaders in business and technology, because I was like, guys, you should really, you know, you need to go out there and fight hard, because, you know, if America falls, your company's going to fall with it. So why don't you know, I wish more leaders in business and technology would put themselves out there. Like they usually agree with me and they support Trump, but they're afraid of saying so. And I'm like, man, the stakes are super high. You know, fortunately, more and more people are sort of, you know, coming out of the closet, you know, type of thing. Like, so like saying this for Trump, it's like, you know, it's like, maybe it's probably the most rebellious thing you could do in San Francisco, but it's like, you know, by a long shot. So, you know, that's, anyway, I'm not a natural politician, nor do I wish to be. I just want to make, you know, cool technology that you'll love to use. So, all right.
Sam, just to, you know, just to respond to Sam's question, what the Democratic Party is running on now is just not only anti-business, it's anti-success. And anti-business is these huge regulations that are stifling businesses, whether it's dairy farms or SpaceX, and everything in fracking. I mean, you don't have to ban fracking to ban fracking. You just have red tape and bureaucracy and all sorts of stipulations that make it impossible to succeed. And on the personal success side, we need to give every single kid the opportunity with great schools to be everything they can be. Our school system needs to be totally renovated to give everybody an opportunity. Not everybody needs to go to college. They just have to have the skills to have a great career in the American dream.
So yeah, well, let's see, next question.
Hi, Elon. Like Donald Trump and like yourself, I think, I am the survivor of an assassination attempt.
Well, nobody's gotten close enough to shoot a bullet yet.
Okay. Well, like Donald Trump did.
There's a couple people that have tried to get close, but they were arrested before they got close.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. But in my case, my parents hired a hitman, otherwise known as an abortionist doctor, to try to kill me when I was in the womb.
Wow.
But he was terrible at his job, and I survived, and I'm here. Thank you. But, so needless to say, I'm very pro-life.
Yes.
But even without that, I would be pro-life, not even based on religious reasons, but just the moral and rational, logical reasons. And I know that you're a rational person, and you are pro-humanity.
Yes.
And
I love humanity. I do.
I'm just wondering if you would ever consider publicly supporting the pro-life movement.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously this is a contentious topic, if there ever was one. It is perhaps the most contentious topic. And to be clear out there, President Trump has been clear that he will veto a national abortion ban. So he has said that because the Democrats have said that he will apply a national abortion ban, and that is causing a lot of sort of independent voters to actually not vote for Trump because they think that he will implement a national abortion ban. He has been very clear that he thinks it's a states' rights issue, and he will veto a national abortion ban. So now, there is no answer to this question that will not offend some number of people. But nonetheless, I will tell you what my opinion is, which will certainly offend some number of people. My opinion is that if a baby can survive outside the womb, it cannot be aborted. It cannot. So if a baby can survive outside the womb, if it is far enough in gestation to survive outside the womb, at that point it is not abortion, it is murder. So obviously, now part of the challenge here is that the education system has terrified girls and women and relentlessly pushed the idea that getting pregnant is the end of your life. Like your career is dead. You're be ostracized from society. And so when you instill terror in young girls that getting pregnant is the worst thing that could happen, they obviously, they believe that if they're just kids. And so that when that is a deep-seated belief that they've been hit with in the educational system for a long time, then the idea that they will not be able to get an abortion even in extreme circumstances is obviously a terrifying situation. And they will not vote for any candidate who might essentially who would stop them from getting an abortion even in extreme circumstances. So this is the issue that we face. It's this relentless pushing education, terrifying girls and women that if they get pregnant, their life's over. And the reality is there's nothing greater than having a kid. I get more joy in my life for my kids than anything else, and that's generally true of all humans. In fact, that is how we evolved. It is a very natural thing that you will love your children. So in fact, having a child will make you happier than anything else in your life ever.
You get a chance to ask one of the most intelligent men in the world a question. What do you ask? So, what are your thoughts on clean energy as far as nuclear energy, nuclear power?
Sure.
Seems to be the cleanest, or one of the cleanest that we have. And there's talk about developing miniature reactors. Do you think that's where we should focus our tax dollars on for the future?
Well, I am very much pro-nuclear. If you actually look at the data, and especially if you look at, say, modern nuclear reactors, the modern designs are so safe that if you tried to get a meltdown, you couldn't do it. Like if you went there with flamethrowers and explosives, and your goal was to get this thing to melt down, it still won't melt down. That's how good modern nuclear reactors are. So they're not dangerous. And they're a great source of energy, and I think we should we should do a lot more nuclear power. I think it's a smart move. When in Japan, when they had the tsunami and the Fukushima reactor was taken out, I had people in California asking me if they should be worried about the radiation coming from Japan. I'm like, definitely not. That's insane. And so actually to support the people of Japan, because people were scared to even travel to Japan, I didn't just go to Japan. I went to Fukushima itself and ate locally grown vegetables on TV. And amazing, I'm still alive. Wow, can you believe it? No, we don't need to send the nuclear waste to a different planet. The nuclear waste is very tiny, and you can store it, as much of it as you want, on site at the nuclear reactor. You don't even need to move it. Not yet. So, anyway, we should be less scared of nuclear stuff, and it doesn't take long to just. I mean, if you just read like even Wikipedia level stuff, it's going to make it clear that it's not a scary. It's not a scary thing. Now, to sort of maybe sort of wax scientifically, the real massive energy source in our solar system, overwhelmingly, is the sun. So the sun, it converts roughly 4.5 million tons of mass to energy every second, and it's very reliable and requires no maintenance and no servicing. It's pretty great. No service for all that energy. So long term, by far, the most amount of energy we'll get is from the sun. The solar energy exceeds all other energy by a factor of 1 trillion, like literally, not an exaggeration. So, yeah. Yeah, solar flares can take out the grid because the grid's like a giant, like a radio antenna. So solar flares can take out the grid. Yeah. I don't know if we have a plan. I suspect we do not have a plan. So, Tesla Megapacks can help buffer the grid and add resilience to the grid. So, and they've done that in many parts of the world, including in the U.S. So, let's see. So,
Well, first, thank you for everything, Elon. You're just been incredible for the last 20 years. My question is about the election is, are you concerned about the rise of AI, especially foreign governments' AIs, on our election system?
Yeah, I think we should just, in general, be wary of AI, domestically or internationally. Yeah, I mean, I think that, I think like most likely, I think it's 80% likely that AI makes the future great, and 20% that it makes the future really bad. So we want to maximize the probability of it being good. And I think we should be on the lookout for any manipulation domestically or internationally through the use of AI. It's going to happen.
Hi, Elon. 23-year-old native Pittsburgher here. Very appreciative of the love you've shown us during this extremely important time in the election. Thank you so much. My question today, Elon, is I know you're familiar with Pittsburgh because of the work we've done over at CMU in the machine learning, machine discovery field.
Yeah.
And my question today is...
Carnegie Mellon is an awesome university, actually. One of my sons is headed to CMU next year.
Great. My question today, Elon, is in regards to the rumored government efficiency role that you and Trump have spoke about. How can you use this role to work AI in the right direction direction for all people, not just people like myself who work in the field, but for everyone. I think for young voters like myself, it's something that concerns us as we look forward. So how, as you get more entrenched in public policy, can you help us there?
Well, I'll answer that, but I would actually like to hear what do you think I should do? I'd like to hear. Like
Absolutely.
I'm looking for feedback here. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations! Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, great school.
My thoughts are that
This is probably the best robotics college in the world. So.
It's a shaky road forward, and I agree with you. I think 20% could be bad, and 20% could be phenomenal. And I think for Pittsburgh, I speak for Pittsburgh here. It is a city that is moving away from steel and into technology. And with people like yourself, if we can improve that sector here, I think we can improve life here for everyone. And if we can improve life in Pittsburgh, we can use AI and those technologies to improve life for people everywhere. And I think it's through a lack of regulation, as opposed to what they're doing in the EU right now, attacking people. And I just was curious on your thoughts.
Well, I think we are going to see a massive increase in the number of robots, recently Tesla unveiled the latest Optimus robot, and I think that's going to be really cool. I mean, we want to give everyone their own personal C-3PO R2-D2. And like, who wouldn't want that? That'd be awesome. Even better than that. So. I think that's really gonna be privacy concerns are significant. Anyway, but one of the things I want to be clear is that I am looking for feedback. So it's not like I'm just going open loop here and doing whatever I want to do. I kind of want to know what do the people want, and what should we do, and then do it. So. It's as opposed to me just deciding on my own, so
Elon, you're clearly a great American pioneer, and we all in Pittsburgh want to welcome you and thank you for coming. Thank you for taking my question.
Well, it's an honor to be here.
This is really the cradle of pioneers in the history of America. People here from George Washington as a surveyor to Lewis and Clark, who pushed their Pittsburgh-made boat into the Ohio and explored the West, to so many industries being born. Radio, the movies, the first refinery for oil, the Pittsburgh coal seams, the biggest in the world, the nuclear energy you mentioned, Westinghouse and Tesla creating alternating current out at Rockwell Park, the philanthropic industry. Pittsburgh outproduced Germany and Japan in steel together during World War II. A group of us are starting a movement here, we're calling it Pittsburgh Tomorrow, in which we're trying to rekindle that pioneering spirit. Clearly your son is and all, you mentioned you might want to invest. We believe that not only can we turn around the malaise in America and help make Pittsburgh resurgent, but also by making this a place where people can conceive of a new reality and make it happen, that can provide the same kind of example that you're striving for. So I just want to thank you for being here, and we want to welcome and invite you to invest in our city as we make it the best place to live in the world.
My son will be attending college here next year. I'm going to be in Pittsburgh a lot, so. Maybe waving the south quite a lot. Good exercise. Loosens you up.
Hi, I'm here tonight as a sex trafficking survivor.
And I am here to ask you personally, Elon, if you will work with sex trafficking survivors and sex workers about our First Amendment rights and how both X and you can help both vulnerable communities who already have laws against our First Amendment rights that are on the books.
Okay. I mean, I'm generally in favor of any policy that maximizes the happiness of the people. What would you recommend?
First of all, I'd recommend repealing FOSTA SESTA, which was signed on April 11th of 2018 and supported by both parties. What this actually does is it silences certain vulnerable communities, both sex trafficking survivors as well as sex workers, from anywhere in the internet. They shut our websites down. Within weeks, people started to die, both by suicide as well as homicide. Violence is up at an all-time high, and we are currently being silenced by our government with laws such as FOSTA SESTA, which violate.
Yeah, and the UK, right. There's like this movement to suppress freedom of speech, throughout the world. Yep. And the things that, if obviously, indeed, Mars 2028, occupy Mars. So, yeah, exactly. We want to do exciting, inspiring things that make you look forward to the future. Like sending people back to the moon, sending people to Mars, exploring the solar system. If you think of if you ask probably anyone in the world, what was the most inspiring thing that humanity's ever done? I bet a lot of people would say we went to the moon. And yeah, well, but the fact that us humans, with all our issues and challenges, were able to go to the moon. And even though it was only a handful of people that went to the moon, in a sense, we all went there. We went there sort of with them. We had that experience. Well, I was admittedly 1 year old, but I saw the videos. And it was incredibly inspiring that is something that humans could do. But we want to do more than that in the future. We don't want that to be the best we ever did. We don't want that to be our high watermark. We want to go beyond. We want to have like a permanent moon-based alpha and a city on Mars and I think go through, basically the entire solar system would be safe. We want sci-fi to be real. Not just fiction forever. You just generally want to think about the future and say that, well, there's going to be exciting, inspiring things that are going to happen that are better than the past. And that's what makes you look forward to the future. So, to sort of reiterate some of the key principles of what, Trump, obviously I think you guys know, but for people out there who may be listening, and especially for independent sort of swing voters who are maybe deciding which way to go, I think with the Trump presidency, we're going to get secure borders, we're going to get safe cities, we're going to get sensible spending, we're going to get deregulation, so we have sensible regulation, and we can unlock the power of the giant that is America. And we're going to uphold the Constitution. We're going to strengthen freedom of speech, right to bear arms, and the freedoms that people treasure, and reduce the burden that the federal government places upon the states and the people within the states. So, so yeah, the Department of Government Efficiency is going to be. You know, what that's going to do is really just take a look at all the federal expenditures and say if something is not, if you're not getting great value for money for your hard-earned tax dollars, cancel it. So, yeah. And I regard this as, I would like to say it's a hard job, but actually it's not because there's so much waste. So I actually think this is a fairly easy job. Although we'll get a lot of opposition naturally from the entrenched interests that get the money and do nothing, nothing good with it. They'll be grumpy about it. But the American people will be very happy that their tax dollars are being spent in a much more sensible way. And I think we also want to have extreme transparency. So like no shady backroom deals or whatever. Everything done open, total exposure. Like you can see the mistakes that are made, the good things that are done. You can comment on it. You can, raise concerns. We want a transparent, open government. And because there will be mistakes that are made, but you want to, if there's with transparency comes trust. And then you can say, oh, okay, we made a mistake. We'll fix that. We'll do that. And then you. That's the best way to restore trust in government. Not that you should trust government. You shouldn't trust government, but you can trust it slightly more if there's at least transparency. So those are all the things that I think we get with Trump. On the other hand, with the sort of the dem machine, there's like almost no point in attacking Kamala personally because she's just a puppet of the machine. But if the dem machine takes over and has another 4 years, we'll obviously see wide open borders. We'll see our cities get less safe. We'll see extreme spending and inflation. We'll see the freedom of speech get taken away or severely undermined. We'll see the Second Amendment, right to bear arms, severely undermined. They've said they're going to do this. This is not like a secret agenda. This is what they say in public. So, just believe them when they say it. And I think, so, and I think there's another significant danger, which I think we should consider, is that there's a massive increase in the number of illegals that are being put in swing states. If you look at the actual numbers, look at the government data. So this is government data reported from a Democratic administration, and you see triple-digit increases over the past 3 years in the number of illegals in swing states. Now the goal will then be to, over the next 4 years, to legalize all of those illegals. And when you have elections that are sometimes decided by 10 or 20,000 votes, and then you sort of put 200,000 illegals and legalize them in that same swing state, now you've got a 200,000 vote advantage. And every swing state will be blue, and America will be a one-party state forever, just like California. And that would be a nightmare. Democracy gone. That's what I think will happen with the Kamala presidency. Mark my words. And this is why people wonder, why am I politically active? Because I'm a technologist. I build rockets and cars and stuff. So what am I doing in politics? It's not. I don't want to be in politics. I want to be clear. That is not my preference. I just like building stuff. I like building products that people love, and I derive joy from seeing people enjoy the products that my companies make. people up, and that's what I normally like doing, and I actually don't like politics at all. I hate politics. but the stakes are so high here that I have had no choice but to take a stand. So it's not something I want to do, and thank you. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, anyway, so dramatically increasing my risk of being assassinated and, engaging in politics are not what I want to do. I do not have a death wish. But the stakes are so high that I feel I have no choice but to do it. And that's the reason. And thank you all for your strong support and everything you're doing to ensure that we have a democracy and that's the right side wins. Thank you guys for everything you're doing. And thank you out there. So, yeah, I mean, to everyone out there, because I think there's millions of people that will watch this town hall and this talk and the questions that Q&A that we'll do. Please, if you're in Pennsylvania, sorry for it to be repetitive, but you've got less than 36 hours to register. Please make sure you register. Make sure everyone you know is registered to vote. Please make sure everyone you know has voted. That if they received an absentee ballot, that they actually vote. And I really actually advise people to vote early. So vote immediately.
You know what's crazy is below this, there's the algorithm has put in Hitler's fanatical killing machine. 2 hours ago, Trump wrote on YouTube, "We have checked with McDonald's, and they say definitively that there's no record of lying Kamala Harris ever having worked there. In other words, she never worked there and lied about this job for years. Additionally, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are killing franchisees, want to end all franchises, which will destroy values and jobs. Also, remember from me, no tax on tips." So yeah, Christy, I mean, I don't know why you can't speak. Like you cannot convince me of what you're saying unless you actually speak. Otherwise, you're just like some weird. You're even weird. You might be weirder than the person that you claim is being weird. Like, how do we really know the truth? Wow. So, Hermes, anything you want to add to this glorious room?
We just need to go ahead and, put Trump out to the pasture.
Put Trump out to the pasture?
Yeah, we need to let him live his glory days and dementia and, say la vie.
Well, you can't please every Mexican. But you can at least give every Mexican a burrito.
That's right. Don't forget the jalapenos.
There's a 4-hour movie called The Thorn in the Carnation, Yahya El Sinwar. That looks interesting.
Have chemical weapons, he won't strike Israel with them, and even if he did, it won't wipe Israel out. Mahmoud responded angrily, "Why such pessimistic thoughts?"
Okay, never mind.
Anywhere else in the country, I was a bookie, a gambler, always looking over my shoulder, hassled by cops day and night. But here, I'm Mr. Rothstein. I'm not only legitimate, but running a casino. And that's like selling people dreams for cash. I hired an old casino pal, Billy Sherbert, as my manager, and I went to work. For guys like me, Las Vegas washes away your sins. It's like a morality car wash. It does for us what Lourdes does for humpbacks and cripples. And along with making us legit comes cash. Tons of it. I mean, what do you think we're doing out here in the middle of the desert? It's all this money. This is the end result of all the bright lights and the comp trips, of all the champagne and free hotel suites, and all the broads and all the booze. It's all been arranged just for us to get your money. That's the truth about Las Vegas. We're the only winners. The players don't stand a chance. And their cash flows from the tables to our boxes, through the cage, and into the most sacred room in the casino. The place where they add up all the money, the holy of holies, the count room. Now, this place was off limits. Even I couldn't get inside, but it was my job to keep it filled with cash, that's for sure.
They had so much fucking money in there, you could build a house out of stacks of $100 bills. And the best part was that upstairs, the board of directors didn't know what the fuck was going on. I mean, to them, everything looked on the up and up, right? Wrong. The guys inside the counting room were all slipped in there to skim the joint dry. They do short counts, they lose fill slips, they'd even take cash right out of the drop boxes. And it was up to this guy right here, standing in front of about $2 million, to skim the cash off the top without anybody getting wise, the IRS or anybody. Now notice how in the count room nobody ever seems to see anything. Somehow somebody's always looking the other way. Now look at these guys, they look busy, right? They're counting money, who wants to bother them? I mean, God forbid they should make a mistake and forget to steal. Meanwhile, you're in and you're out. Ask the jagoff guard who gets an extra C-note a week just to watch the tour. I mean, it's routine. Business as usual. In, out, hello, goodbye, and that's all there is to it. Just another fat fuck walking out of the casino with a suitcase.
It's one of my favorite scenes in movie history.
Victim, but with the operator's own blood. He and his assistants must have bare feet and covered heads. The skin of the immolated victim must be brought also to the spot, and, being cut into strips, must be placed